Still Tarmogoyfs in the format, and there's still random humans in the format, and there's still affinity with large creatures in the format. I don't know. We could play a little bit and come to the conclusion that Bolt is better, but I think I like the idea of having Fatal Push in my main deck. It seems like not exciting, but it's hard to mulligan Goyf into Lily. We're on the play. Blood Crypt into Forest into whatever. Well, I also think that like Bloodbraid Elf decks are good and they're competitive, but they haven't pushed everything else out of the format, right? They're just like another thing that's good in Modern. Awesome, Pun Pun. They have a lot of sweet stuff there. I've got a playmat and a binder from them. I got a couple of playmats from them, actually. How aggressive are we with our life total in this deck? Oh, right, we're a Death Shadow deck. Yeah, I probably should have just shocked there. It's gonna take me a minute. I should have been probably should have been aggressive with my health total. I don't know. It currently looks like a Jund Mirror, so maybe I don't want to be too aggressive. Could go either way. What is nice is if they don't take my Goyf here, they can no longer kill my Goyf with Lightning Bolt. I don't actually know if that's a strict punt. I don't actually know if it's a strict punt or not, because like being too aggressive against another deck that has a clock isn't necessarily correct. How many Shocklands are in this deck? I've got 2 Crypts, 2 Tombs, and a Stomping Ground. So I'm actually running out of shocks very quickly. Field of Ruin. Field of Ruin is the reason. I think you just want all of your colors to be searchable off of Field of Ruin. We don't actually have that many double black spells, so I don't think Blood Moon is an appropriate reason to play an extra swamp. I'd rather just be more resistant to Field of Ruin. In this forest. Nice. Treated a forest for a scavenging ooze. Sign me up. I guess if they have like a Dreadbore, an Abrupt Decay, or a Maelstrom Pulse here, I feel a little bit bad about this, but it's okay otherwise. Just want to like get the hands empty and get us playing off the tops of our decks. That's interesting. All right, so I think I actually want to keep the land here because this is going to take the last card out of their hand anyway, so if we draw Bloodbraid, we can cast it. Can't cast you. Huh. We have 20 lands in our shadow deck. Man, what am I supposed to do with this? I think it's just shock their Liliana, right? Like, not exciting, but it's fine. No, I can't just pass, because their Liliana is going to eat a card out of my hand anyways. Like... I think I just... Yeah. It's whatever. They had a K command of their own. BB, BB. Dee 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 dee. So now I'm gonna alt them. I'm gonna alt them and split these two piles, thinking they'll keep this, and then we go get Bloodbraid and slam into their Liliana. That seems quite excellent. No, it's not lands versus, because I think they might keep the Liliana and the Goyf, and there are draws that allow us to lose that game. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I could just get a Tarmogoyf now, but spinning for Bloodbraid sounds really appealing. But they just can't beat this Tarmogoyf, right? I guess they could draw Bolt. 0 forever with the $20 donation. My buddy The Walking Dibs wants you to build and jam your best version of 8-Rack. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll get that into the queue. The BBE could be a Tarmogoyf, that's true. I mean, what are the whiffs on BBE, right? Like, there really aren't any. There's like Temur Battle Rage is a whiff. All right, that's a whiff too. Tilt. The discard spells are whiffs. You're right. You're right, Chet. I should have just gotten a Tarmogoyf. JK. JK. Pushover Bolt paying off. Yep, you're not wrong. Definitely paying dividends here. Liliana hopefully locks this up. They need like running bolts to not have this locked up, right? This actually puts lethal on the table, right? Yep. All right, so extra K command is great here. Pulse and Terminates are great here. Inquisition is not great. This is not a Temur Battle Rage matchup. Bolt's okay here too. Do I want to trim a Thoughtseize? Trimming Thoughtseize seems fine. I guess trimming Street Wraith is okay in these matchups, but like we also could just like cast Street Wraiths in this deck, right? Like we have 20 lands and 8 of them make mana. You're walking, hey, Hurdle Hopper, with the 18-month resubscription. Thanks a lot, Hurdle Hopper, and welcome back. I do appreciate that. Sure, sending your Amazon fun money this way again this month. Fulminator's not a terrible idea. Do I want the discard and do I want the Street Wraiths is the question. Like, traditionally speaking, you don't want discard in a matchup like this, but the fact that we have Death Shadow, I feel like might change that. A 2-power 86 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's true. It also makes our Bloodbraid Elves a lot worse, right? I kind of just, like, don't mind Bolt, don't mind Fulminator, don't mind some Collective Brutalities. Did you play Mono Blue Painter in Legacy? Possibly. I'd have to see a deck list. We actually have Grixis Painter in the donation queue right now. Yeah, I think I like this. I don't think I like any of these other cards up here. I don't think I like any of these other cards up here. Yeah, Brutality is like reach too as well. Can insulate us against lightning bolts. Yeah, I think I like this board plan. Yes, you can escalate Collective Brutality when you cascade into it. That is a thing you are allowed to do. Two copies of Lay the Land with both of our basics in our hand. Not stellar, so let's mulligan here. This hand's pretty good. This Seems pretty good. Architects of Will on top is actually, like, reasonable. It's gonna make our Goyfs bigger. I thought this was a Living End list. No, not playing Living End. We're playing Death Shadow. Are you allowed to change your pants when you fully escalate? What was it? I think there was a judge ruling that taking off your pants isn't an action that you can respond to. Was an important ruling when Denim Walk was a thing. It's like a special action, right? Like unmorphing a creature, taking off your pants. Taking off your pants is a special action which cannot be responded to. Denim. Kids these days don't know what Denim Walk is. I mean, I think what Lewis is doing is completely within the rules of Magic Online. So if you have a problem with Lewis bribing people to get Magic Online trophies, Magic Online should redo their policies. I think the proper response is what? Alright, where's the... Someone link Herloon Wrangler, however it's spelled. Someone link that card for the uninformed in chat, for people that don't understand. This little land drop here feels really bad. MTG bot is down, oh no! I chose not to shock myself with that other fetch land just in case they're able to threaten our health total here. Tarmogoyf lines up well against some of their Bloodbraid Elf hits, but not some of their others, obviously. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Tilt. Really hoping to hit a land here. Really hoping to hit a land here. It feels bad. Probably gonna have to terminate this Bloodbraid Elf. We are up a game, so got that going for us. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just gonna terminate the Bloodbraid Elf, right? Because I can push this later. I just want to be mana efficient this turn while my resources are tied up. And while our overall land count is a little low, you have to remember our deck has 7 cantrips in it between the Architects of Will and the Street Wraiths, and we're also playing 3 copies of Traverse the Ulvenwald, so we have a lot of extra ways to get lands in this deck. Our hand must just be mono removal, which actually bodes well for us if we draw some lands, right? Because, like, we've got a lot of things that generate a lot of card advantage here. I'm going to grab an extra red source here, I think. And I think I'm just going to take Liliana here and spin her backwards. Just, like, go get my Tarmogoyf. I suppose I could get Architects of Will in case I'm going to miss a land drop. Yeah, I'm actually just going to get a cantrip back. Just going to get a cantrip back here. I killed the Bloodbraid Elf first as opposed to killing the Treetop Village first because the Treetop Village requires a continued investment of resources from my opponent to continue pressuring our health total with it. Getting their Bloodbraid back, I assume, here. So hopefully we hit it. Maybe I should have been greedy. Nah, I can't take the Street Wraith. Yeah, okay. Let's hit a land naturally here and Bloodbraid to kill their Liliana Last Hope, hopefully. That's unfortunate. think I just have to pass here, right? No, we're at 7, so I think I'd rather just K-Command kill their Bloodbraid Elf this turn more than anything. I just don't want to die by mistake to this. God, that's a beating. Hey, Rick Asslers with the $4 donation. Did I hear 8-rack? Here's my current list, and I'm happy to talk about my selections. I've played a lot of 8-rack. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll probably start there then. This probably... Alright. You take a 10-minute timeout while you read Collective Brutality. You take a 10-minute timeout while you read Collective Brutality. How did they not Stone Rain me? Anyone else kind of floored that I didn't get Stone Rained here? I guess it depends on how much removal they have in hand, but I feel like we have a chance because they didn't Stone Rain me. I guess they could just have 2-piece removal, right? Like they've been to Fatal Push, so we're probably still dead, but I'm surprised they didn't Stone Rain me. I guess they just don't care. Yeah, they probably just have infinite removal and just don't care. We logged 4 digits worth of hours playing Counter-Strike Source during high school and undergrad. Played me a lot of Counter-Strike. Do they not have another removal spell for this? They have to have a removal spell here, right? Why would you Fulminator me before casting the Bloodbraid Elf? That makes no sense, right? Alright, so... I think I just smashed their Liliana, right? Oh, this is bad because they can spin... Well, they can spin the Liliana back and get this either way, right? So I guess that doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think we've just been missing land drops for too long to be really in this game. Am I dead? Looks like I'm dead. Hey, Ravar Rat with the 21-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I appreciate the continued support. I almost cast this to gain some health last turn, but I think I'm just supposed to keep playing my stuff out. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's just like try and hit 3 lands or 4 lands in 4 turns this game in our 53 card 23 land deck. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of games we're not going to be in a position to need to steal games, Jet. don't know. Fulminator is pretty good on the play. I think Brutality's fine. I think we need to kill Bob. Nah, I don't think we need Thoughtseize. I think the fact that Collective Brutality is live off the top makes it better. Yeah, the Ghor-Clan is great. I think Ghor-Clan's better than Temur Battle Rage for sure. Yeah, I think the Brutality is fine. I think I'm happy with all the cards we're playing. We just like bricked on lands for too long that game and then got Fulminator Maged. Have a timeout. You gotta articulate yourself. You gotta be like, it's worse because like discard spells in these slapfest long games are generally not good. See, it needs a threat on too, but it's pretty reasonable otherwise. Yeah, I agree. And like having a Ghor-Clan Rampager is like a fine hedge towards a... It's pretty good. Like having Ghor-Clan Rampager is like a fine hedge towards having a Temur Battle Rage type effect in the deck, right? Basic Mountain Go. All right. I guess I don't want this to die to a bolt, right? So I'm just going to play this Tarmogoyf. They were auto-passing there, worth noting. He's dead, Jim. That's pretty decent. Wish I had another Fetch or Shock to make my Death Shadow a little larger, but going Threat here is pretty appealing. This is game 3, actually. We won game 1 on the play. That's pretty good. Gonna attack and pass here, I think. Fatal Push is annoying. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass here. This is the first match. Had me doubt myself there. I was like, gosh, that's annoying. Oh, we're really bad at drawing lands. I wonder if I want the 4th Traverse in this deck. I definitely don't want a 21st land, but I could see the 4th Traverse being correct. Just because, like, it's often a threat when we need to be, but it's also a land in situations like this where we're light on lands. Nah, the Shadow's already dead. That's really... I really don't want to, like, make plays to, like... Yeah, I don't think that's particularly good. What's a Traverse we can't cast? I'm going to use my mana this turn and take a peek at their hand. Wow! Holy shit. Why didn't they play anything? Wow, I thought for sure... Wow, my read was really bad there. I thought for sure they were holding removal, right? Just, like, didn't make any plays. Just, you know... Sometimes you make no wrong decisions and you lose the game anyways. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just get double Stone Rained. At any rate, welcome. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out here tonight. A little over 800 people in chat. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer, and we stream Magic anywhere between 4 and 7 days a week here on this channel. If you're enjoying what you play, please consider subscribing to my channel. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. They allow me to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do all sorts of stuff there. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix and you. Anaronix likes to remind you to hit that follow button if you're enjoying what you see. It'll let you know when I go live and with what. I stream a lot of afternoons, mornings, weekends, so following on Twitch and Twitter, you get notifications on what I'm doing and when. All right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if the opponent's play was good or bad there at the end. I was just surprised that I was expecting the Collective Brutality to hit something, right? Just like the way they had passed back, but... Huh. This is just a mulligan, right? Just like no second land. It sounds like not exciting, but it's fine. Nah, we're on the play. You can't keep one land on the play. Just not good enough. I'll Lava Axe myself here. Allows me to stop focusing on work. Huh. This hand... Huh. Pinky Santes with the $12 donation. Thank you very much. For a Pauper deck, hope you have fun with it. Thank you. I'll figure out 2 more to add. We're going to be doing Pauper tomorrow for those Pauper aficionados in the crowd. We're going to be playing Pauper tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, I agree. The rest of their hand just doesn't do a whole lot. So, like, taking the card, like, they have a lot of one half of their deck. So taking the Cathartic Reunion kind of slows them down from finding the correct other half. That's a scary card in this matchup. That one's probably getting boarded out. Maybe there just aren't supposed to be 4 Bloodbraids in this deck. Maybe the 4th Bloodbraid is supposed to be a Traverse the Ulvenwald. Because that's like a virtual Bloodbraid that could like also help some of this mana stumbling we keep experiencing. Like if one of these was a Traverse, this hand would be not perfect, but it would be more on than it is, right? They've got some breaches. They've got some breaches. They're actually pretty close to killing us, right? Just need a worm. I definitely think we're running a little bit cold. Like, we effectively have 23 lands in our deck, and we have 7 cantrips, so, like, these are definitely games that are a little bit outside the norm that we've missed on lands a whole bunch of times in a row, but I could see making a small hedge towards trying to make these situations happen left by swapping one of these to a Traverse. The Kiki Court plus Jace is fine. To set the bar low, it's the best Jace deck I've played. to set the bar low. Yeah, I mean, definitely, Hats. Like, not having 1 mana negate is bad against the unfair combo deck, like fucking News at 11. You make your combo matchup worse by cutting your 1 mana negate. Expert analysis, I agree. Quite good analysis. I have heard of Mana Traders. I heard they started doing paper rentals, which seems sweet. Their online prices seemed a little expensive. I looked into their online prices at one point because they had talked to me about sponsoring the stream, but they charge so much to rent online cards. I just would rather promote MTGO traders. So Liliana the Veil's pretty bad here. Collective Brutality's good. Fatal Push is terrible. Yeah, I haven't looked at their paper prices. We weren't dead, we could block, sure. And we were dead to the 5/5s afterwards. I just like bringing in... Oh, this is definitely an extra Battle Rage matchup, right? This is probably a trim some Bloodbraids matchup because they're a little slow. Well, Spare Deck doesn't exist anymore, and they just didn't turn their website off, but they just turned off the ability to place orders, so... Which was a little weird and bad on their part, I think. Nah, I think we're dealing enough damage to ourselves that expecting Maelstrom Pulse to clean up worm tokens is unrealistic. I think if they attack us with the worm, we're just gonna die most games. Sure, this thing's actually pretty good, right? It's got cages and we get to cycle these. Yeah, I got that, Pinky. Thank you very much. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Hopefully get through 4 decks. Hopefully I don't fumble and bumble too much. That's exactly what we want to be doing here. I think I'm going to get green-red here. And put this Grafdigger's Cage into play. And then next turn, I can traverse for a swamp. No, that doesn't let me play. That doesn't let me play. I could traverse for swamp and then cycle the Architects. Yeah, I think if I was just a normal Magic player, Mana Traders wouldn't be worth it for me because, like, the amount that they charge, you have to be changing decks, like, 2 or 3 times a week. And, like, when I wasn't streaming Magic Online, I was just playing it for myself. I only played, like, 2 or 3 different decks, so just owning those decks made more sense when I could sell them back out afterwards. We board out Liliana the Veil because they're a graveyard-based combo deck. So they have Through the Breach, but they also have Goryo's Vengeance, and we're not always going to have Grafdigger's Cage to lock them out of the graveyard part of their combo. It depends on the deck and what you're trying to accomplish, Spellweaver, and, like, what the Mana Dork is. Like, is it a Birds of Paradise, or is it, like, a Noble Hierarch where we're gonna, like, get to push meaningful amounts of damage? Cycle this before we do anything so we get a fetch land to make this bigger. I actually thought their paper rental prices didn't look bad. Their Magic Online rental prices were a little high for my taste. I think the Goryo's Vengeance deck is very good. I think it's one of the better combo decks in Modern. It's also a hoot to play, so I'm probably a little bit biased in that department. I think it's a very fun deck to play. This not getting a Black Source was a punt. This probably should have been Overgrown Tomb. And, like, I would have been able to cast this Thoughtseize this turn. going on, Mr. Silicone? So the real question is, if I hit a land next turn, do I Thoughtseize or do I Bloodbraid? I'm probably just supposed to Bloodbraid, right? Just like use my mana and beat them down. Which combo decks do you like in Modern in terms of what do I think is good? I guess it kind of depends on like what your definition of good is. I do have a Legacy deck that I'm playing in Cincinnati. No, True Name Nemesis and Deathrite Shaman and Delver are a big reason why the 4-color Loam deck is mostly unplayable, Zach. I would not touch that deck with a 10-foot pole. The last time I played that deck successfully was before True Name Nemesis existed. True Name Nemesis is one of those extra things that like push the blue decks that already had all of the tools over the top in Modern. Alright, well, hopefully they don't draw a Ritual or Spirit Guide here. If they do, we're dead. And again, if we do die here, I think it's my fault. I definitely should have... Yep, they drew it. I definitely should have fetched an Overgrown Tomb here. And then I actually would have killed my opponent this turn if I had fetched an Overgrown Tomb, because we'd be lower and the Temur Battle Rage would have made this lethal. Oh, they drew a green spell. That does it too. That does it too, because they get to splice. Alright, it's gonna be a quick leak for the Jund deck. Maybe we'll play 5 decks today. This is feeling like, maybe it won't be quick. This is feeling like it's gonna be one of those 0-2 into 2-2 into 2-3 leagues. No, I don't think so, Hurdle Hopper. I think because I had the second Thoughtseize as a follow-up, I'm supposed to hope they miss and then just Thoughtseize them and take the other one away. What's after this? We have a Bant Tempo deck in the queue after this. And then depending on how long this and that take, I don't have another one scheduled, but we can figure it out. The donation queue is dark and deep. That was a good example of like why I think the Grishal deck is kind of great. Like, Knight's Whisper in your combo deck is so excellent. And like, people Grafdigger's Cage, you're just like, alright, Breach, kill you. I asked you to play it, so there's no way you could cast. Ain't that the truth? I'm actually just gonna Fetch Shock and push this off a cliff here. Just wanna like use my mana. It makes my Tarmogoyf bigger getting all these in my bin right away. No, they were gonna put World Spine Worm into play and kill me. They were gonna put World Spine Worm into play and kill me. They pitched Manamorphose. Architects of Will is 2 card types. So it gives you 2 card types for Traverse the Ulvenwald. Makes your Tarmogoyf 2 larger. Land. We'll use this because it's more resource efficient. Actually in an okay spot here even with the missed land drop. The bot is currently dead. It's bit.ly/donation queue. Land. God. We have been so unlucky with lands tonight. It's been really, it's getting frustrating. And again, like, maybe one of these is supposed to be, I think that's the change. I think one of these should definitely be a Traverse the Ulvenwald. And like, there's a chance that like, we would have just drawn 2 of the 3 Bloodbraid Elves I think we should leave in. But like, yeah. Alright, so we're taking 8 here. We're dead. The Bloodbraid Elves have been fine. Missing, I'm just gonna time you out. I'm so tired of Switch chat. Just fair warning. People without sub badges, if you're gonna open your mouths, think about it. Say something intelligible. Phasers are set to kill. The Bloodbraids have been fine. The missing land drops hasn't been. Do I want less discard? Battle Rage is good. This is probably fine. What's going on, Harlan? I just like, and that's one of those things where just like Magic, it's really tough to not be results-based. Like, it's easy to look at those games and be like, Bloodbraid Elf is bad. And it's just like, well, no, our deck's probably a land light. And we've definitely, like, we've missed our third land drop in, like, 6 games in a row now, right? I am 100% a jerk, and you can get out of my channel. Be nice. Spew. Get out of here. I know. So many people in Twitch chat are used to people that just want to, like, get down on their knees and gobble them to get them to stay in their chat. I expect people to treat me with decency and respect here. And to, like, not tell me I'm stupid. Or, actually, I just want them, if you're going to tell me I'm stupid, tell me why I'm stupid. Don't just say this is bad. Don't just be results-based and be like, well, it's bad here, so it's bad. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's just part of the game, right? Like, your Magic's a game where there's variance by design, and you're gonna lose games where you don't make any mistakes, and those are just gonna happen. But you should also, like, look at and be critical of, like, the decisions you've made during deck building, right? So I think these are good examples of, we can make a small change, like turning a Bloodbraid Elf into a Traverse the Ulvenwald, to kind of limit the amount of non-games that we've been having. Because, like, while we are getting unlucky, we can make small changes to how our deck is built to mitigate some of that variance in the future. The Architects of Will has never been the problem. We really haven't had games where we lost because we couldn't cycle Architects of Will. Like, that's not why we've been losing these games. Until it compete with Live, right? This is not League of Legends. And I know not everyone's a fan about how I handle my chat, but, you know, removing people that are negative for no reason and removing people that just like to tell me I'm stupid for no reason, that makes me happier. And if I'm happy, it's better to stream. This is more lands than we had in the last 2 games combined, right? Cast Bloodbraid Elf on curve. This hand needs a threat, but, like, it gets to kill so much of their stuff, right? Yeah, so I think I just pass, right? Just gonna, like, give him a chance to activate the Steel Overseer and clean stuff up. So Mishra's Bauble is actually worse at helping you enable Delirium, because remember, Architects of Will is 2 card types for you. The Thoughtseize means we're probably not going to catch anything extra here, but it is what it is. Think you'll ever reach popularity where you just have sub-only chat? Nah, probably not. And especially, like, the way I handle the chat here, right? Like, we don't let people just scream unintelligibly into my Twitch chat. We time them out and permanently remove them when they do that consistently. So, like, if larger, like, we definitely aren't, like, you know, a 10,000 person stream, but if, like, could you imagine if people handled 10,000 person streams like I handle my personal Twitch chat here? Like, they'd probably be places you could actually have conversations and get messages across to people. I'm actually just gonna take this hit. It hasn't come up so far, Pinky. It's definitely not free, right? Like, it's better in some ways and worse in others. And I think when you factor in the 2 card types along with can't cascade into it, it becomes good enough for us. So taking this hit here means my opponent isn't playing anything else out this turn, which is good for us. Burning the Kozilek's return does feel... Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I get to kill a Glimmer Void. I tapped my lands wrong. It's fine. I have another one. If they animate this, I get to kill it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. For fuck's sake. I'm gonna get a basic forest here so we can traverse for a swamp later. It also lets us flash back this Ancient Grudge at least. Yeah, I maybe should have been conscious of that. Maybe should have been conscious of that. Ding. Rewarded. So I can push this and then pulse these. One of the things I really like about this deck too is the fact that Traverse gives you a nice way to play through cards like Blood Moon. In fact, I'm just like not killing the Blood Moon, right? I'm just like killing all of their threats. Like their creature lands are turned off now.
Love you, hot stuff.
I have this freaky fast, freaky good sandwich delivered here by Jimmy John's. It's delicious, I'm sure. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's, if you're out there, it could be. Why not use brutality to kill the Scourge? I don't know. I didn't think about it. That's probably a good line. Crinkle, crinkle, sorry. Chill me, baby, one more time. I'm a vegetarian, so I get their veggie sandwich. Their sprouts are great. Hey, Mark. With the brand new, very generous tier 2 sub. Thank you very much. That's even better than the sub I have in my hand here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When was the last time I opened a pack of Magic cards? I don't know, years. Long time. Long time. So, Battle Rage is lethal next turn. One, two, three. Yeah, Battle Rage is lethal. I could have flashback the Grudge too. There were a lot of roads that led to Rome there. What's your go-to vegetarian meal if you're hungry / want a lot of calories? I don't know. I'm a bad vegetarian. Thank you for the clip, Breck and Sky. I'm totally gonna tweet that at them. Aces of Death with the $2 donation. Thank you very much. Here's a tip. It's been a while. Well, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Something fried is always a good one. Yep. Man, this is the start of the 2-2 into the 2-3 chat. I can feel it. 10's not exciting, but it's fine. Definitely don't need a 4th land yet. Chipotle is pretty good. Are you talking about meals I make myself or meals I purchase? As a millennial, a lot of my meals come from a microwave or takeout. If they don't give us something worth pushing here, we'll cycle the Architects. Huh. I actually want Blood Crypt here. See a millennial with a beard. Yeah, perfect. So Goyf lets us establish a clock here, which is nice. I guess we're taking 1 hit from this, and then I get to Maelstrom Pulse it. It's a pretty big hit, though. Taking 6 here. I'm not actually sure what the millennial age range is. Hey, Equinix with the 6-month Twitch Prime resub. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money this way again this month. I do appreciate that. So can these Goyfs race these two is the question. They could have another cranial plating too, which would be scary. They definitely aren't out of payoffs yet. All right, need to draw a live one. That's not the one I want to click. You are Dead to the Steel Overseer activation. $1980 and 2000. Exennial. Ugh. Dead? All right. We've successfully memed through the 3. Put a bunch of good cards in our deck. You missed us playing a deck full of mostly reasonable cards and dying. Let's drop from this one. So I don't know. I feel like looking at those matches, I don't really have a good accurate representation of like what works and what doesn't in this deck just because we missed so many land drops. Honestly, I think the only thing I would change before playing this deck again if I was going to run it back is I would make this change that we talked about a little bit. I would turn this 4th Bloodbraid Elf into a 4th Traverse the Ulvenwald just to kind of smooth out some of that missing land drop variance, I think. The bot is currently down. We got a lot of sweet decks though. So up next, onward.